Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to this week's energy forecast for the week 16th to the 22nd of March 2026. This week holds one of the most spiritually significant new moons of the year. It is the final new moon of the entire astrological cycle, and it arrives just days before the equinox and the beginning of the astrological new year. And you may already be feeling that. There has been a sense of emotional reflection, deeper introspection, perhaps even moments of uncertainty as the universe gently asks us to slow down and to listen to the quiet voice within. This week we experience the new moon in Pisces, which here in Melbourne occurs on the 19th of March. Now, Pisces is the final sign of the zodiac. It represents completion, spiritual wisdom, surrender, and divine connection. So this particular new moon carries a very different energy to some of the others we've experienced throughout the year. Rather than pushing us forward into action immediately, Pisces invites us to pause, to reflect, to release, and to allow the waters of life to gently wash away the stories, the patterns, and the energies that we are ready to leave behind. Think of this new moon as a spiritual cleansing, a moment to sit with your inner work and world and ask yourself, what am I ready to release as this cycle completes? Now, I know that new moons are new beginnings and time to set your intentions and your manifestations and what it is that you're wanting to call in. But as this is the ending of the astrological year, it feels pertinent to me that we do take a moment to consider what it is that you are ready and willing to release and let go of. The other questioning that you can explore is, what have I learned over this past year about myself? What wisdom have I gathered along the way? Because every experience, even the challenging ones, holds a gift. And Pisces reminds us that when we surrender to the flow of life, we allow deeper healing and understanding to take place. Now, the gift in our experiences, the invitation is really to drop into your heart and to view yourself and your experiences through the lens of compassion and really connecting in with your heart's inner wisdom and your intuition, and ask that those gifts be revealed to you in a loving and easeful way, so that, and I get it, I really do, it's not always an easy thing to view our life experiences through that lens. We may be coming through the lens of, this happened to me, and the way to glean the gifts and to recognize gifts is to come from the mindset and the thinking and the space of, how did this support me? Not the why, but how. How did this support me? How did I grow? How did this serve me? This new moon, obviously in Pisces, is also incredibly intuitive. So you may find that your dreams are more vivid. Perhaps your emotions are feeling more heightened. You're feeling more sensitive. Your psychic awareness may feel stronger. And this is the language of Pisces, the language of the soul. And so this is a beautiful time for meditation, journaling, creative expression, and spiritual connection. Listening to the quiet whispers of your intuition. When we can become still when we can come back to the breath, when we can detach from the external noise of the world and look inward, this is when we are most open and receptive to the wisdom of your soul and your intuition. Other important shifts just after this new moon this week, on the 20th of March, Mercury stations direct, ending its retrograde phase in Pisces. Now, many of us may have felt the fog of Mercury retrograde these past weeks. I know that I have. Communication challenges, delays, revisiting old conversations or unresolved situations. And as Mercury begins to move forward again, we'll begin to have more clarity. We'll begin to understand from a higher perspective the reason why things have played out in our lives the way that they have. Conversations that have been waiting to happen will now find their voice, and ideas that have been forming beneath the surface may begin to take shape. You'll be more open and receptive to that. I call it, that inspired action. You might receive a creative idea and you'll be feeling more motivated, especially as we're moving into this season of Aries, to then take inspired action. And as that mist begins to clear, we can then start to see the path ahead more clearly. The cosmic shifts, however, this week don't stop there. Also on the 20th of March, the sun moves into Aries, marking the beginning of the Astrological New Year. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It is the energy of courage, leadership, and new beginnings. So we move more quickly from the deeper waters of Pisces and into the fiery initiation energy of Aries. It's as though the universe is saying, first release, then begin again. And when we combine that also with the fire horse energy that we are in 2026, I really do feel like the next month will be, there's some really big energies coming through, beautiful downloads, lots of inspiration. And there is the call to all of us that are aware to connect more deeply with our spiritual practices, with the earth, and to connect intentionally each day to whatever your high power is. Whether it's, you call it God, or you call it source consciousness, or you call it the universe, whatever it may be. Perhaps it's the angelic realm. This is the time, more so than ever, for us to be connecting into the beautiful frequencies of the higher beings that are supporting planet Earth at this time. So here in Australia, we have the equinox on the 21st of March, and it is a sacred moment of balance between light and dark. The equinox has been honoured by cultures around the world for thousands of years as a time of reflection, gratitude, and realignment. It is a moment where nature itself pauses in perfect balance. Day and night are equal, light and darkness stand in harmony. And this does offer us a very powerful opportunity to do the same with ourselves, to come back into balance, to honour the cycles of our own lives. As we move into the autumn season here in the Southern Hemisphere, we begin to enter into the phase and the journey of, again, this invitation to turn inward. It's a season of reflection, a season of wisdom, a season of gathering the insights of the year. To honour this sacred moment, I have also recorded a Autumn Equinox meditation, which I will share with you later in the week so that you can take some time to connect with this beautiful energy. Then as we move towards the end of the week, we receive supportive energy from the cosmos as Mars forms a harmonious aspect with Jupiter. And this is beautiful energy to move forward, to continue with that momentum of confidence and expansion. And it reminds us, after the reflection and release, the universe supports us in moving forward with courage. So if you have been waiting for the right moment to step towards something meaningful in your life, this energy may help you to feel more confident in doing so. However, it is important to remember that before the action comes the alignment. Before the new chapter begins, we honor the one that has completed. So this week, I do invite you to ask yourself, what am I ready to release? What wisdom am I carrying forward? And what new beginnings is my soul preparing for me? Some additional insights into the week ahead. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to my beautiful guides, guardians, and angels, loved ones in spirit. Okay. Oh, Memories of Atlantis. I love this. Spiritual acceleration, progress, and technology. And aren't we living in a time on the planet where it almost does feel like history is repeating itself on some levels? And I think that there is so much that we can learn from the time of Atlantis. What's coming through to me is like during that time in the advancements of technology, the Atlanteans forgot their divinity, their connection to the source of all that is, and shifted away from that. So what I'm being shown is like there's this, we're on this spectrum of technology advancing, which is in a lot of cases pulling us away from our connection to our intuition, the remembrance that we are divine beings having a human experience, and that we are incredibly powerful when we are tapped into our source consciousness, when we're connecting in with our soul gifts, when we're living in alignment with the highest version and truth of ourselves. So they're reminding us that we can take back our power and be powerful and empowered when we remain in alignment, when we remain connected to the earth and grounded, when we play, when we sing, when we dance, when we laugh, when we have gratitude, when we can be compassionate with ourselves, when we can treat others the way that we want to be treated. It's so powerful. We've become disillusioned with the idea of what power means. And yes, that is a major patriarchal influence. And the divine feminine has been rising for some time now. And when we can connect in with that and embrace that and remember that within ourselves, we become agents of change. We become a catalyst of change for the better. Oh, Chamber of Inspiration. I love this. And this is our hearts. I love this. Oh, and so beautifully aligned once again to the energies and the frequencies of the week ahead. What is it that inspires you? Who inspires you in a positive way? And how can you recognize how you yourself are an inspiration to others? You know, there's so many soul gifts that we bring into this lifetime that become so integrated and ingrained in who we are and such a part of our everyday personality that we don't realize the impact that we have on others, the positive impact that we have on others, just by being yourself. And so the beautiful message coming in with that for you is that you being yourself, your true self, being true to yourself, allowing yourself to experience life, allowing yourself to do what lights you up, is bringing light to those around you and the world. And there's nothing else you need to do. It's a beautiful reminder that you have so many gifts within you that you may not actually be recognizing that others deeply appreciate you for. It's a beautiful reflection also for the new moon coming up in this week ahead. I have no idea what's going on with my words today, but we just go with the flow. The goddess to support us in the week ahead. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The goddess of the week is the goddess of Venus. I love Venus energy. I love her wisdom and her magic and what she evokes within all of us. Venus, divine enchantress of love and beauty, invites you to embrace love and beauty in all forms. Her radiant grace inspires you in seeing the beauty in all things. Nurture love within yourself and around you. The goddess Venus is reminding us that in spite of the ugliness and the chaos and the darkness that can often reveal itself and is showing up in the world right now, that there are still moments of beauty. Perhaps it's the laughter of your child or your grandchild. Perhaps it's seeing a beautiful flowers in bloom. Perhaps it's being in nature. Perhaps for you it's a tactile experience. It's a sensation. It's aromas and fragrances, essential oils. Getting yourself a beautiful bunch of flowers. Recognizing the beauty within yourself. Recognizing the beauty in the world. When you can focus your attention on those things, it doesn't make you shallow. It doesn't make you disengaged or dissociated. There has to be a balance in the world. And if you can bring balance to the world by incorporating some of the things that we've talked about here, by acknowledging and recognizing and appreciating the beauty in the world around you, then you are again becoming a catalyst for change. So thank you for joining me for this week's energy forecast. If this message resonated with you, feel free to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who may benefit from hearing it. Until next time, trust your intuition, honor your journey, and allow yourself to move forward with courage and grace. Namaste. Blessed be.